publicized a phone call with his client. I hope he had the clearance. I hope he got the clearance to disclose that conversation, because that should be a private conversation. I hope he does. I would assume he does, or else that would be a violation of the attorney-client privilege, I would think.
The woman who accused Jay-Z and Diddy of SA is now saying that a lawyer pushed her to do it. An audio recording has surfaced where Jane Doe admits that Jay-Z had nothing to do with it. But it gets crazier. She claims her own lawyer, Tony Busby, was the one who pressured her into filing the lawsuit. Jay-Z is calling this a money grab. Busby says the tape is manipulated and the internet is losing its mind. Fair use.
This morning, the woman who said she was 13 when Sean Jay-Z Carter and Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted her after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards is heard talking to private investigators about her claim and agreeing that Jay-Z did not assault her.
But Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z? Busby did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
ABC News exclusively obtained a minute-long excerpt of the recording made days after the woman, identified as Jane Doe, permanently dropped her lawsuit against both Carter and Combs last month.
The people around Mr. Carter wanted to know what happened behind closed doors. And so they asked for her to be interviewed. The interview occurred, and the tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie. And the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him, pushed to include him by a lawyer.
The accuser's lawyer, Tony Busby, called it a blatant lie that he pushed Jane Doe to sue Jay-Z, and he sent us this recording of a phone call with his client.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. I don't. I've never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
Jane Doe said in a court filing, although I ultimately chose not to pursue them, I stand by my claims. She says in a sworn declaration that she felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted by these two individuals on my doorstep. Was she coerced in any way?
Of course not. They did not coerce her, promise or threaten her in any way, shape, or form. She voluntarily met and spoke to them, and she told them her truth, which was, under no circumstances did Mr. Carter do this. And number two, the only reason he's even involved in this is she was pushed to introduce him by a lawyer.
Does your client know Jane Doe?
No.
Ever met her?
No, Mr. Carter doesn't know Jane Doe, never met Jane Doe. There's no truth to any of this.
Jay-Z is also husband to Beyonce and a father of three.
Like we from Lagos, man, some
It's good. So what really happened? How does this change everything? Let's break this down, RJ.
Yes, guys, before I give my thoughts, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon as well so you stay up to date when we drop new video. KaiR. Everyone is lying. Well, let me put it like this. I don't know who Jane Doe is, but I wouldn't believe that her name was Jane Doe even if she showed me an ID that said Jane Doe. This person is at the center of all this controversy. Of course, for those of you who don't know, Jane Doe was one of the claimants, I would say, people on whose behalf Tony Busby filed a complaint against Diddy. But in her case, she also included Jay-Z. And now she's saying that, or at least in the first recording we listened to, she allegedly, if that was her, if that was not AI, can you believe that we're living in this generation, KaiR? But if that was her, that's crazy. Man. If that was her, then she was saying that the lawyer pushed her, and now the other attorney, or at least Tony Busby, publicized a phone call with his client. I hope he had the clearance. I hope he got the clearance to disclose that conversation, because that should be a private conversation. I hope he does. I would assume he does, or else that would be a violation of the attorney-client privilege, I would think.
So say he might get more for this.
I don't think so. I hope he's not. Well, he has been filing cases in New York without actually.
This is turning into a manure show.
Yeah, you know what it seems like, and this doesn't mean that Diddy is innocent, just to be clear, but it does seem like Busby is like greedy. He's looking greedy out here. Just like, okay, there's money to be made. Let's file a bunch of cases.
Hey, out of 20, one should stick.
At what cost? At the risk of damaging his reputation.
Yeah, it's looking crazy. It's looking crazy, guys. Let's rewind back a little bit. So in December 2024, an anonymous woman, also known in this case as all cases, named Jane Doe, sues Diddy and Jay-Z, claiming that they all worded her when she was 13 at the VMAs. A lot of people actually on the internet believe that. The story sounded a bit sketchy. Definitely when she went on TV and started telling the story. And people started verifying the story. It looked even crazier.
And the fact that her own father said, contrary to what she told in her story, that he didn't remember dropping her off.
Picking her
that
up.
night.
Picking her up.
Picking her up.
Because she went there with a friend that's now doing a dirt nap.
Okay.
Jay-Z's response at the time was a complete denial. He says he never met this woman and calls it a baseless attack. In March 2025, earlier this month, she quietly dismissed the case. Jay-Z is now fighting back and sues the accuser and the lawyer for $20 million, claiming defamation and extortion. And now these secret recordings leaked. Is this by chance? Is this tactic? One thing I know is Rock Nation and Alex Piro by this side is a force to reckon with. If I get in a case, I want Alex by my side. Alex is the new dream team by himself. And for those who don't know who Dream Team is, Google O.J. Simpson's defense lawyers. OJ.
Yeah. Jay, that's... I'm an attorney, don't practice in the US. Disclaimer. But one of the... No, let me just put it like this. As an attorney, you find yourself in a lot of gray situations. A lot. Why? Because people, your clients, the counterparty, everyone wants the loopholes. They want to use the loopholes so they can try to do something that they shouldn't do. Some people, for example, they have a claim, they are not allowed to pursue it, but then they let another claim, they can stop a claim, but they let that or at least the problem that they might cause themselves, so they can go to court and then claim both things. A lot of gray areas all the times, but that's the law, right? The problem is that it's important that you have a strong moral compass. I think, to be honest, so all this is, whether this is true or not true, whether this is AI generated or not, one thing is for certain. What did they say? One thing is for sure and two things are for certain.
Yeah.
That
This is a mess.
Tony Busby's reputation, you know, by filing court cases like crazy, apparently not adhering to the New York rules for litigation, because he's not by himself, he's not he's not allowed to prosecute or to represent the client as an attorney in that jurisdiction. So he's really tarnishing his own reputation.
Yeah.
And if you go at Jay-Z in public and you get defeated in public, then, you know, it's a bad look.
One thing I'll always remember, and this is why I like that the series so much. The Wire has one line that I'll always remember, and everyone should remember when they are attacking someone. When you come at the king, you best not miss. Because right now it's looking like, I'll be honest, RJ, it seems like they are going straight on for his reputation. They're trying to destroy every credibility he has, and that's gonna hurt all the cases. So indirectly, he's saving by way of saving himself. Jay-Z right now is destroying and indirectly saving Diddy, at least on those lawsuits. Maybe there will be others filed, but I'm talking about pure lawsuit. I'm not talking about the case he has in New York. I'm talking about these lawsuits by Busby. I mean, they're going straight on for his reputation. Ain't no way they are claiming right now. So you have the cases are filed not according to procedure. You have right now, and whether it's true or not. And one thing that can verify it, RJ, that dog that was barking in the background. Does she have a dog? Does she have a dog? Who knows? Only, I mean, you can visit her and see if she has a dog. But you have the cases were filed wrongly filed, not according to procedure. You have this now. What else will they dig up? What else will they dig? Once they start digging, what else will they find?